All right, folks, what is going on? Post-game show of the Atlanta post-game video of my thoughts of the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Washington football team. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a lot to be said. A lot of things can be, said about this game. A lot of bad calls, a lot of weirdness, bad play calling. Man, it was a lot of stuff going on. I will say for the most part, I had fun watching this game. This game was fun to watch. It was good to see the offense and the defense for the most part play pretty well. But you just saw basic, typical Falcons once again. You saw where they blew another lead. And I can't even say it's on the coaching or whatever. I think this is just a running theme with the Atlanta Falcons. It was really unfortunate to see. Welcome to the First Fan Race channel. I'm VF Baller, and over here we talk about Atlanta Falcons and we talk about the Georgia Southern Eagles. And I thought both of my teams was going to win this week. I thought that the Georgia Southern got the win against Arkansas State. I thought it was going to continue to go on with the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons did pretty good overall. I'm not saying that all was lost, but they let this one slip away. They really let this one slip away. You had guys in the secondary actually playing pretty good. You had Eric Harris, AJ Terrell didn't let much go by, but on the flip side, you had Fabian Monroe. Fabian Monroe gave up a lot of passes. He gave up a lot to Terry McLaurin, and the Washington football team did a really good job of keeping McLaurin away from AJ Terrell. They did a really good job of doing that. And that's just good, coaching and good planning or whatever as far as having success. Terry McLaurin had 6 catches for 123 and had 2 touchdowns. And one of those touchdowns came up against TJ Green, which Heineke just threw the ball up in the air. And that was like, wow, that was actually completed because TJ Green just didn't look back. Harmon was in the area too. Nobody was aggressive, was trying to find the ball. So that was a backbreaker as well. Some weird calls went on. Terry McLaurin possibly, I thought it was a fumble, but they didn't call it a fumble when he caught the ball and turned and made a football move. They didn't call that a fumble. And also the roughing the passing call. Oh man, that was really weird. How I think it was Chase Young hit Matt Ryan in the face. I didn't expect him to call that. And there was another pass interference call that Calvin Ridley was basically held up, and I think that was a give me back penalty for the roughing the passer call. But it does not negate everything that was done. The lack of what was done for the Atlanta Falcons. They completely went away from Cordell Patterson. Cordell Patterson was phenomenal today. 3 touchdowns. He did a little bit of everything. And during the time when I felt that they could have had 2 touchdowns, 2 first downs and call it a game, there was just poor play calling. They did not go to him when it was like 3 minutes left. They didn't go to him. You get 2 first downs there, that the game is over. And they didn't go to him. They ran a toss play to Mike Davis, which I don't know why would you run a play like that when you got a lot of speed on the defensive side of the ball. I don't understand that. If anything, you run at them, and when you did run at them, you had some form of success. So what are we doing here? So at the end of the day, it just more disappointment. More things to say about the Falcons and the way they try to complete and win games. I will say, for one, Matt Ryan, for the most part, Matt Ryan played a pretty good game. And that's one thing I will say. Matt Ryan played a pretty good game. You can't say too much about what he did. Matt Ryan had 25 of 42, 283, 4 touchdowns, which, when you look at the stats, he looked good, but at the end of the day, you just can't find a way to close out a game. You can't find a way to close out a game. It's just a bad play calling. I don't know what it is, whatever the case may be. It was just terrible. Calvin Ridley had 7 catches for 80 yards, but Calvin Ridley dropped like 4 or 5 passes. And there was a couple passes like, all right, let me stop right here. Clearly, something's wrong with Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley is scared to go across the middle. I think he's scared to be the number 1 receiver. He's just scared of contact. Something is up with that guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crazy out my mouth. I don't know. But it just seems like Calvin Ridley is scared of defenses. It's something about what are we doing here? But nevertheless, Kyle Pitts played pretty good, 4 for 50. And Tajay Sharp, I said this last week on Smitty's show, on Smitty's Sports Machine show. I said this. Tajay Sharp is an unused talent. They need to use him more, and they did not. And we did not see anything about Frank Darby. Frank Darby was ready to go, did not play. I don't, those are like some head scratchers. But when you really look at it, you were looking at a situation where Cordell Patterson clearly was the guy. They had no answer for Cordell Patterson, and Cordell was not used probably in the last 5 minutes of the game. Probably wasn't used in the last 5 minutes of the game. Like I said, it's typical Falcons, the way they get a lead, blow a lead, and that's just how it is. It's something that needs to be done. We always thought it was Dan Quinn's was the issue with Dan Quinn. Now we see us trickling over to the Arthur Smith era, and now we're looking at like, all right, is this team cursed? Is there something wrong with my team? What is it? Because it just seems like these guys find a way to not to win. They just find a way. Well, I'll say they find a way not to lose instead of finding a ways to win. It's really weird how this is. It's still an ongoing thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can catch any more highlights. For the most part, I'm looking at the stat sheet. Taylor Heineke was not sacked not one time. We did get some pressure on him. We did pretty good, but as far as getting pressure, but we couldn't bring him to the ground. So, with that being said, this is one of the reasons why Taylor Heineke was able to move around. I said this in the pregame. He can make some plays, and he was able to do so. He did a phenomenal job. I'll take that back. Alua Khan did have a sack. I'm looking at it right here. I apologize. Eric Harris was ran to the ground. He did everything he could on defense. I will give him credit. Eric Harris had a lot of pass breakups, could have had 2 interceptions, had 5 tackles, 1 assisted tackle. So he's not the blame here. I do wonder about Isaiah Oliver though. He went out with an injury. I guess we'll find out what's going to happen with that later on. Probably tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll find out what the deal is with that. But at the end of the day, I feel that the Falcons did make some strides to continue to be a better team. But the old blowing the league bug bit them again. And that's just what it was. Out of all this is going on, out of everything that's happened, you see the improvements. The improvements were there. But at the end of the day, the typical Falcons from the last 3, 4, 5 years come back to bite us. Totally different regime, same results as far as keeping a lead. And that's something that needs to change. I don't know. We fall to 1-3. And we are going, let me see, where are we going to next? We're going to be playing... we're going out of town. We're going across the country. We're going to be playing the Jets. Then we play the Dolphins. Man, I'm not even going to say those are sure wins right now. Can't even say they're sure wins, because the Jets actually play pretty good and the Dolphins has a good defense. So, don't know how it's going to go. We'll see, and we'll just go from there. If you like this video, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you would like to. Would appreciate it. We're moving right along towards 1,000 subs. Overall, I like what I saw with the Falcons, but the same old just happened once again. What can you say? All right, y'all. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys be easy. You guys take care. Peace.